Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR. Today it's Wednesday morning. It's May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Matthew Thomas has got a sombrero on. I'm wearing my Mexican gear today. Now, the man they call Meathead, Matthew Thomas. Good morning, Matthew. How are you celebrating Cinco de Mayo?
I'm sitting here with my sombrero on like I do every single day. I'll probably have a tortilla chip, and then I'll
Okay.
probably I'll have a tablespoon of salsa, and that's how I'm going to celebrate my Cinco de Mayo.
Gotcha. Do you know salsa has quickly become the the number one condiment in the country?
Wow, that's big acclaim right there. You mean it's surpassed ketchup and mustard?
Well, I'm basing my, information on George Costanza from an episode of Seinfeld 27 years ago, so
So it might be a little out of date.
it might be a little out of date. I wanted to see if you bit. I wanted to see if you bit. April Fool's Day may be over, but we're still, with the jokes here, the yucks.
I will say, based on what I've seen, I do think it's outpacing Relish.
Oh yeah, relish is relish is disgusting.
Do you know what I think? I think would really go over very well for Cinco de Mayo is if you had your Cinco de Mayo condiments on a train.
Ooh.
Who doesn't need a condiment train?
Ooh, like a gravy boat, but for Cinco de Mayo.
Exactly.
And the joke was that, it's Cinco de Mayo, let's go get Taco Bell. Taco Bell is not Mexican food, not in the least. It is an American take on Mexican food, but there is nothing Mexican about. Even the Mexi Melt is not Mexican.
So what you're saying, it's false advertising.
It is false advertising. I don't even think that dog was Mexican.
We need to look into that.
We'll have to get the interns on that. But let's get the interns on telling us about the sponsors or sponsor. Matthew Thomas, take a swing at it today. Who's our sponsor, and what's the promo code for it?
I think if you need to be clothed in some fashionable wear, you probably need to head over to Collar and Elbow. And there's a little birdie who's told me you can save you some money if you enter promo code Linda K. And I believe the spelling on that is Kay. So that's if you're struggling with the K part. If you're struggling with the Linda part, that's Linda. So you put them all together, it's LINDAKAY. You enter that, and you save some money over at Collar and Elbow. What's it up to, 10% now?
10% plus the spring sale is still on. So get on over to collarandelbowbrand.com. Save yourself 10% with the promo code Linda K, Kay. Matthew Thomas. Speaking of commercials and speaking of advertisement and sponsors, there's a new commercial that's been bouncing around the wrestling world. I want to know, have you seen it last night on NXT?
I did catch it. It was we had one participant that we've seen a lot in commercial land, and then one that just made his debut, to the best of my knowledge.
See what I did there last night?
Oh, last night.
Yeah, last KNIGHT night. Yeah. So we used to make fun when we watched the Impact show on Tuesday nights that we had Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie with their, dick pill jokes and their dick pill commercials. Well, those are gone, and now Ric Flair is selling car insurance, right? Well, that commercial has made its way to NXT last night. L.A. Knight, yeah, let me talk to you, was on a commercial. Now, he was not L.A. Knight so much as in he wasn't wearing his gear, but he was definitely, that was Eli Drake, L.A. Knight, whatever we're calling him. That was L.A. Knight getting chopped by the Nature Boy. Woo! Now, it got me thinking, Matthew. It got me thinking, and I hope you guys listening to this are thinking as well. What would you like to see L.A. Knight pitch next? Because the guy's a great promo guy, right? I mean, he can, he could probably sell, sand to the desert or, ice cubes to Eskimos, that whole thing. But, could you just imagine L.A. Knight coming on? Hey, how you doing, dummies? I'm L.A. Knight. Yeah, let me talk at you about cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers more than anybody else. I like the pickles. I like the lettuce. I like the meat, and I like the cheese. Nothing better than Slappy McButtnuts cheeseburgers. Head on down there. And that's not just a prediction. That's a fact of life.
You know what, Meathead? I think he would be the perfect spokesperson because a lot of people neglect, a lot of people don't make a top priority until it's too late, and then it's too late, is estate planning.
Ooh. Cut the promo. Write the promo right now. Give me some copy.
I think he needs to talk a little bit about those dummies out there who don't have their final will and testament taken care of,
I mean, to take a little bit from Talladega Nights, this is L.A. Knight. And if you aren't chewing big red bubblegum, then you're a loser. Yeah. I mean, I could just see him selling maxi pads. I could see him selling.
Or it's right there in front of us, night lights.
Oh, I like to go to bed with my L.A. Knight light. Yeah.
And see, we thought the name wasn't going to work. And now all of a sudden,
the name's still terrible.
It's a perfect layup for night lights.
Oh boy, I like the night light. I like to boogie. Can you see him doing a Shatner style recording an album, singing songs like that? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I would stand in line for the physical copy release.
Dummy, yeah. So LA Knight making his commercial debut under the WWE flag with Ric Flair selling insurance, getting chopped while he was wearing a janitor's outfit. But again, I want you guys to comment, send us a message, hit us on the Twitter, hit us on Facebook at PWR360. I'm at WCW Meathead, at The Real M. Thomas. Plus, you might even get a new addition to Matthew Thomas's Matthew of the Week, or the Matthew Thomas, say it again, it's the Matthew Thomas's Matthew to follow.
It's Matthew's Matthew to watch. And
Matthew's Matthew to watch.
I hate to disappoint all of our fans, but that was Matthew's Matthew to watch in 2021, so it's been spoken for, and his name is Matt Riddle.
Well, I mean, you might have to go ahead and just update us on Matthew's Matthew to watch. Probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and it's awesome.
No, and I think that my predictions, I mean, he's been very entertaining to watch over these past few weeks. I have not steered you or the listening audience wrong.
No, and I won't steer you guys wrong because you come here to listen to Wrestling Talk, and let's talk about last night's NXT. It was a physical night. There was going to be a title match for the NXT Women's Champion Tag Team Championship. There was going to be a physical match between grizzled young veterans, Toothless Timmy and Grandpa Ciampa. Was going to be an amazing match as well. Cameron Grimes was going to take it to the VIP room.
We were so lucky. We not only got Cameron Grimes in ring, we got Cameron Grimes out of ring.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Also, what did you think of the promo between Raquel Gonzalez and Mercedes Martinez? Split screen, talking about their big title match next week.
Here's what I took away from it. Your analysis last week was spot on. They look even more like when you see them side by side on the split screen.
Well, and they didn't shy away from that either, because you had Mercedes Martinez saying, look, you are only here because of the mold that I created.
Yeah. No, I think that made a ton of sense. And it actually, I mean, it struck a chord based on our conversation last week. So, I think they did a good job with it. And what I liked about NXT last night, it felt like such a complete show. They had a little bit of everything. We had, a split screen interview. We had Cameron Grimes offset. We had an outstanding match to open the show, outstanding match to close the show, and the talents like Cameron Grimes, like LA Knight. They utilized enhancement talents appropriately. You had very, very competitive matches, but for people who just needed to get on screen to couple themselves with those promos, i.e. Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, you got that as well too. I thought it was just about as immaculate of a wrestling show as you can put together from top to bottom.
NXT last night was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I loved also the work that we got from Walter. Walter not happy with Imperium through video chat, yelling at Imperium, and he's so intimidating. The boys took it as they were scared.
You know who Walter reminded me a little bit of last night? He reminded me of Computer Ruxin.
Computer Ruxin. The best part about Computer Ruxin, folks that haven't watched the league, then this might not be for you, but is when they chuck the iPad and you hear Ruxin going, "Wah!" Oh, that was the same episode where poor Andre got the UTI, and then they had to use the junior water bubbler.
Yeah. Whenever you urinate in public in an elementary school water fountain, it's not going to go well in most
Remember, I'm
cases.
from Milwaukee. We call it a bubbler.
Well, there you go.
Let's also talk about the champion returning. Finn Balor returning from Mexico, and Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly coming at the champ. Finally, the champ who hasn't shaved his head recently is starting to look for opponents. Next week on NXT, Karrion Kross will take on Austin Theory.
It reminded me of almost 3 weeks ago when I believe was the last time we saw him. This guy's coming across really good on the mic. He's coming across really strong, really powerful. I'm not so sure he's a heel anymore.
Let's give the people what they want was his phrase. A heel doesn't say that.
Yeah. And, the only semi-heelish thing he did last night was the maneuver on the security guard there. So, that's the only case. But other than that, the dude's getting attacked from behind. He's getting attacked from every which way. And I think that really was what helped make NXT feel as a complete of a show. If it did, if he was missing last night and we were going 4 weeks since we had seen the champion, things were starting to feel off, and that would have limited it a little bit from feeling as complete as it did. But no, that was it was done. It was spaced perfectly in the middle right there at the 1 hour mark. We got to see the champion, and then we got to they've got a lot of different directions that they can go. And I think next week, him and Austin Theory, I don't think it's going to be a match where we're necessarily surprised with the outcome, but it's putting Austin Theory in there with the NXT champion. So I think everybody's going to win in this.
Let's talk about why that got set up. And literally the image that is screen capped on all the web pages is Austin Theory staring down at Scarlett going, those have got to be the biggest ones I've ever seen. Those nails are
he was impressed by her fingernails.
Right, her fingernails. Yeah, she wasn't having it and went and told her man, and her man's going to go ahead and beat Austin Theory's ass next week.
I took it as a compliment. You see nice fingernails, and you think, okay, this person takes care of themselves. Probably take a lot of biotin. Maybe some collagen or something to help with that. So yeah, just trying to be a nice guy and just trying to spread a little bit of cheer in his day-to-day life with the people he meets down the street. So I don't see what's wrong with that.
All right, that's NXT. NXT looked amazing last night. Let us talk about what's coming up tonight.
Here's the thing. I implore you tomorrow in your day-to-day life, just to make people feel better, just to spread a little bit of sunshine around, compliment somebody you see tomorrow on their nails or today on their nails.
But see, here's the thing that Austin Theory did. He did way too much touching.
Yeah, you can touch there. I guarantee you what you saw in wrestling last night's not real. That was an angle they were doing. I guarantee you, if you go out today, you compliment somebody on their nails and you touch them, it'll be fine. It will not be that reception.
No. Just like Arrested Development yesterday was, Cuatro de Cinco or whatever it was, their May 4th day, because they didn't want to, people celebrating May 5th around them. Just like on Arrested Development when, Mr. Bluth was in jail. It's no touching. No touching. No touching. Mrs. Bluth died, right? The actress.
No, I was not aware of that.
She also was the voice in Archer. Yeah, she passed away. She was also, I think, besides David Spade, she was the bad guy in PCU. Do you remember that movie when Jeremy Piven was bald before he started getting the hair work done?
No, I don't.
No, that's when Jeremy Pivens was like a 9-year college student or something like that. He was still living on campus and occasionally going to school. David Spade was the preppy guy, and then the head of the school was it was and God, what was her name again? It was something along the Arrested Development. Lucille. What was her name? She played Lucille on the show. Lucille Bluth. I can't remember the actress's name, but she was out there. She had done stuff all her life. So sad to see that she passed away a few months ago. But that's not what you call in here for. We are here to talk blood and guts. There's no other segue you could have between Lucille Bluth and, AEW's Blood and Guts. But
yeah, no, it was pretty much made for it.
Yeah, I mean, synergy. That's what we do here. Let's talk the matches, and then we'll come back to them. Britt Baker's in action. SCU versus Jurassic Park versus Varsity Blondes versus The Acclaimed in a four-way tag team eliminator. Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa taking on Moxley and Eddie Kingston. And then the main event is The Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle in a blood and guts match. Now, we don't need to talk about Britt Baker. We know she's in action, but we don't know who she's taking on. We'll get there, right? She is technically the number one contender. And tomorrow morning, we will also talk about the rankings as well as they come out later on today. Let's talk the four-way tag team eliminator. The not retired SCU versus Jurassic Express versus Varsity Blondes versus The Acclaimed. Christopher Daniels told us that he hopes to die in the ring because he's still wrestling and he's still going. Jurassic Express is technically the number two tag team, ranked number two in the tag team division. Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. got a little play on the Brian Pillman story on Dark Side of the Ring, which debuts on Vice TV tomorrow night, but is playing now on YouTube. Part one, it is at least, and The Acclaimed with the honestly, he looks like Russell Wilson's younger, more athletic, taller son. But I love The Acclaimed. They're a great team, and I want to see more of them. Who do you got in this? SCU, Jurassic, Varsity, Acclaimed.
I'm glad you love them, but this night was made for SCU. Yeah, I think this has been right there in front of us the whole time. And, that's been brought up multiple times over the last several weeks. So we're going to see SCU going over here. Your buddy and personal pal and the guy who cleared up all those shenanigans and all those underhanded tactics that, would have cost you that draft.
No, he is the reason. He made me the winner of the 2020-2021 draft. It was out of his mouth.
He is practically your coronator.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to be like the Wiz because nobody beats me. I'm going to get a parade. I'm going to get a crown and a scepter and a robe. And
I got to tell you, I didn't want to spring it on you until a little bit later, but I am looking at various routes that parade can take in Dallas, just so you know.
Oh.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm doing my research. Looking through various neighborhoods and traffic patterns and that type of stuff.
Okay.
And
we've got people down there. We've got, people that live down there. You've got people. I got people. We got people that can tell us the places to go and the places to stop off and the places that'll be draft friendly.
People who might very well have the ability to block off roads and traffic. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you say SCU. I say SCU later, and the winners is going to be the Jurassic Express.
Oh, we shall see.
Even though I want SCU, I think Jurassic Express wins this one. Something that's built for about a month now. Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. They split the Nightmare Factory into kind of two factions. Cody Rhodes with the face. QT Marshall leads the heels. Who do you got? Cody Rhodes or QT?
I make the case of saying a QT win means much more than a Cody win does here.
Right.
However, I feel like QT has really come into his own here in the last month or so, and this angle in and of itself has done it for QT. I'm going to go Cody here because it's been a while since we've seen Cody in ring, and I get the fact that they don't want Cody too involved with his connection with the company and this, that, and the other. But my goodness, that is one of your top stars in the company, and you got to start featuring him more. You got to start putting him out there as a viable threat. Yep. And I will say in the first year and a half or so of the company, I think they are in a worse position by having Cody not being able to compete for the title than they would have been if he was actually able to be viewed as a prominent contender for these titles. And I think you got to put Cody on there and see Cody actually going over. And keep in mind last week too, Cody, it's kind of counterintuitive to your normal booking, though, because Cody went over on top of the bus. So booking logic would say he would not go over 2 weeks in a row. But I think that you just make this the whole Cody story kind of.
Let me ask you one more question to kind of cap off where you're at here with Cody. How do they get out of the he can't challenge, and when do we do it? Because it's got to happen.
I think it does come with. I think it comes with Omega, because the whole Omega Callis thing, Omega cheating to get the title, you having somebody else from a different promotion helping him out. I think it still kind of comes in this whole Omega thing. I don't think he takes it from Omega, but I think that's where that gets waived, because now you have somebody that is intertwined with a different promotion that has quintessentially. Although, man, I think that it would have made more sense to do that initially when he took the title over to Impact. But I still think you're going to get it in this feud.
Okay.
Or I'm completely wrong, and it doesn't happen until we get some variation of a heel Cody who just doesn't care about what he said.
Well, he's tried that before, but
yeah. So, I'm going with Cody in this.
Speaking of Kenny Omega and his match, he's tagging up with Michael Nakazawa to take on the team of Moxley and Kingston. Honestly, no offense or slight meant to Nakazawa, but this is technically a handicap match because Nakazawa works in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it hurts Omega for his team to lose here.
The pin would be on Nakazawa.
Yeah, pin would be on Nakazawa. And yeah, it doesn't. It further.
I don't have a ton of interest in this match, to be completely honest with you.
No, he's a heel champion, and that's not gonna hurt him. His team losing here now. Yeah. So I'm going Moxley and Kingston. I need to see more traction as far as Omega having a prominent AEW contender. And my goodness, they're in this weird place with Omega where they really haven't mentioned.
Unofficially, the number one ranked contender is Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Because after Hangman Adam Page's loss last week and Cassidy's win, Cassidy is undefeated and he was number 2.
So here's the thing, where we were at a couple of months ago in the women's division, it's not quite to that level, but prior to the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa, AEW had a lot of work to do on that women's division. They're getting kind of in those weeds with their world title. Just the fact that there's not a lot going on surrounding that belt, and I think they've kind of booked themselves a little bit into a corner with everything they're doing with Omega. So we need to see a prominent contender on the rise quick.
Yep. So, and here's the main story in AEW. It's the Blood and Guts match. It's the Pinnacle and it's the Inner Circle. Jericho is the name that's carried this company for the first year and a half, right? Jericho is the one that came over and did it. They've got so many other names now, but Jericho was that name that came over. MJF, Wardlow, FTR, and Shawn Spears, Jericho, Guevara, Proud and Powerful, and Jake Hager. They're not Santana Ortiz anymore. They're Proud and Powerful now. So it is a 5-on-5 match, and honestly, this is AEW's version of War Games, and I love it.
No, without a doubt. I mean, they've made this feel like it's a pay-per-view quality match here.
Yeah, and let's speak about what Jake Hager had to say. They apparently are going to get about 3,000 people tonight in the show, and honestly, the way they line it up, it could sound like, according to Jake, 300,000. I mean, he's embellishing, but this may be a breakout moment for AEW coming back from the pandemic.
Breakout moment for AEW, a breakout moment for the entire professional wrestling industry, because we had WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday, but during the pandemic, we have yet to have, a large amount of fans in attendance for a weekly episodic TV show. And this in and of itself can potentially be a milestone as well.
Jessica Walter, by the way, was the voice of the mother from Archer and the Lucille Bluth from Arrested
Well, I'm glad your interns got back to you on that.
It's about time. I mean, they got to do something around here.
And we really do need to, I think we officially need to take out an ad in the paper for an intern.
We should take out an ad in a paper. Go to a high school during career day and see if we can get some summer interns.
Yes, indeed. PWR's Intern Church
What is it you
2021.
say you guys do? Well, here's what we do. Nope, not you. Nope, not you. Can you run and get coffee?
We just got to remember. We just got to remember to bring paper with us, right?
Right, just one sheet of paper. Just don't write your name on it. Do you know that they're doing what they call super fan episodes now on Peacock? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I haven't checked it out, but I know I've heard
phenomenal. So I've watched season 1 and season 2 and season 3 of the fan episodes. They just launched season 1 of super fan episodes. Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about or what we're talking about, it's The Office on Peacock. You're all wrestling fans, so you've got the Peacock, you big dummy. So, I mean, you can watch these. What they've done is they've made these huge episodes with all the deleted scenes put in there, like extended versions of scenes and deleted scenes. Every 22-minute episode is usually 35 minutes long. They are amazing.
That's awesome. And what was the I don't know if we spoke about it on the show or not, but the article that we all saw a few days ago, Peacock added 9 million with the switch over from WWE Network. Was that right?
Yeah, and we knew that was coming. We knew when they announced the Peacock thing that the reason why they were launching where they were launching is so they could say in their second quarter or their first quarter, whatever numbers, we've grown this far, and it's going to be because of WWE and The Office.
Just it amazes me, and we get so used to it because everybody and their brother's got a streaming platform now. But my goodness, you look at 20 years ago or 15 years ago, and how much stuff is at our fingertips now. It's absolutely amazing.
It's literally my go-to now at night. I watch 1 or 2 super episodes. I mean, because that's an hour right there.
Yeah.
So amazing. All right. Well, thank you for being amazing listeners, downloading us, subscribing. We've had a jump. As we've been saying over the last few weeks, the word is getting out, folks. Liking, subscribing, that helps the numbers. We're getting the word out. Matthew Thomas, Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, David Hero, PWR Today. I know we haven't had David the Zohan here on lately, but he is still part of our glorious family here. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you tell your friends. We're available on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher Premium. I believe it's Stitcher Premium. It might even be just on Stitcher. But, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere that you're able to see it, come on, check us out, spread the word, and we'd love to hear from you. So, for Matthew Thomas, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.